Now, under the question and answer period, there's one item I'm going to discuss. There's only 14 slides, but there's a lot of buildup. If I don't talk fairly fast, it's up to 20 some odd minutes. I'm going to try and cut it down. The fact that you can look at the video, pause it, and look at the slides, we should be able to get through it fairly quickly. I'd like to get it under 15 minutes if I can. So the question is, did NOAA confirm tweaking of US and local Maine raw climate data to match up with their computer models? And it's pretty controversial, which reminds me of this.
You don't have to answer the question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Now, there's many kind of truths. NOAA, the United Nations, have spent billions of dollars on their truths. I just expended maybe $50,000, $100,000 on energy efficiency based on my truths. I put my money where I think things are happening. NOAA and the United Nations puts your money where they want their models to go. So here we go. Here's the original Maine Southern Interior Zone. It stretched from Sanford region through LA up to Augusta. When I came here in 2008, purchased the place and started doing my analysis, there was a Maine encyclopedia with some history, and essentially the data is here. All I want to show you is a chart which shows, here's Sanford, here's Augusta, and here's Lewis and Auburn, right smack almost in the middle. So as you're looking at averages for here, you would suspect NOAA, since they're taking the average for this region from different stations, it should come out fairly close to LA. And if we look closely, we find out it does. 45.5 degrees, 45.5 degrees, you're off in the third and fourth significant figure. So that was great. That means NOAA's data matches up with local data and they agree with each other. So that's kind of a reconfirmation. Now, the two sets of historical climate data for the interior, as I said, they closely correlated with each other. And so here's the data. The white jagged lines is the year to year. To get a feel for what's going on, I used the 11-year sun's average cycle, just so I could average 11 years at a time to see what trends occur, and that's what we came up with for both NOAA and the local temperatures. And so we see that, and here we have that. Well, by 2013, I discovered when I was doing a presentation and I'm downloading NOAA's data, that wait a second, they no longer coincide with the local data. When I downloaded their 2013 data to archive, this occurred. You see the yellow here. For some reason, they started to diverge from the local data. And I thought it was an error at the time. I just archived the stuff, did my presentation. I said, I'll look at it in a couple of years, see what happened, because it wasn't a high priority to me. And so there's the trend they have. Now, 2014, while there's the original line, there's the yellow line, they did it again in 2014. They started tweaking again. Historical temperatures. It's not as if, oh, we missed this temperature or something. No, they're blending Canadian temperatures more. And so if we look at what they did after this, the green line is now here. And as you can see, they've lowered historical temperatures further. What they're doing is they're taking the cycle out of this. They're making a downward slope so that you have global warming. And here was a letter, someone who started to publish articles I had put out in 2015, contacted someone that knew it, and it was amazing to me that they actually responded to it. And they said, yes, in early 2014, we changed to a new version of the data set upon which our U.S. temperatures are growing. They didn't just do it here in Maine, they did it everywhere. And I published a series of articles a year after this showing how they used these same algorithms throughout the country to get the temperatures the way they believe they should be. They explained a new method of blending in Canadian data for whatever reason. But to me, the translation was this, my personal opinion. Local historical climate data contradicted government computer models. The 30s, even 1998, were warmer than the 2000s that they're saying is the warmest on record. So what do you have to do? You gotta tweak. And further historical tweaking of Canadian temperatures in Maine through 1999 assured that the 2000s are now, for the most part, some of the warmest on records. So, but all this tweaking they did led to an embarrassment. In an appalling tweaking faux pas, NOAA established in 2015 that Maine's southern interior zone historically, over the last 119 years, was almost 0.3 of a degree colder on average compared to all of Maine as a whole. You got to get your head around that. They're saying Maine was southern Maine was so cold, when you averaged it even in, we were still 0.3 of a degree colder. It just made no sense, but it showed how, again, they're tweaking things all over the country, and for little southern interior Maine, where Lewis and Auburn and NOAA matched up, and the numbers meant something, they had a problem. So, and again, so this is the problem they have. The rest of Maine was warmer than the southern zone. And so I published a number of articles on it. They're here, they can be accessed, the links are still available on the internet. It was drawn from a 5-part video series I did titled Black Swan Climate Theory. What happens when everyone expects white swans and then a black one appears? And the fact that they had southern Maine colder than the rest of Maine just shows the manipulations that were going on. And so here's where the videos are, and but we'll get through this because I need to move along. Anyway, how was NOAA to overcome this embarrassing oversight? Well,